Hey, what do you say? It is the show that is hotter than Cody's back. Number 109 on the top 200 wrestling podcast charts on Apple. My name's Tommy Paradise. It is the Run-In Podcast.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ up here in the rafters. And what? 109. We
109 out of 200, which is pretty good on the Apple podcast charts, according to chartable.com. So thank you guys for making that happen. To put that in perspective, I was telling my wife, I sent her like the screenshot of that. And she's like, well, I don't really know how many wrestling podcasts there are. And I said, there's literally a million.
I'm about to say, yeah.
And she goes, wow, that's a lot. But I said, for a reference point, the New Day is listed at like 99. So we were 10 worse than the New Day. I think that's pretty good considering who we are and whatnot. So
that we're not professional wrestlers.
Exactly. So thank you guys to all you guys who made that happen. This show is brought to you by Figure Collections. We're going to have Jack from Figure Collections on the show a little bit later on. He dropped some news this week. You may have heard. Maybe the Major Brothers on their podcast called it the top 5 biggest news story since they've started doing their podcast. So we will talk all about that. And we're talking about the bone crunching wrestlers that he is bringing back with Chella. We will talk all about him, all about those with him a little bit later on in the show. Happy Hanukkah if you're celebrating. DJ, man, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh man, I had some fun on Thanksgiving. I went down and visit as the broadcast was. I was visiting the folks in LA. So when listening to that, I don't think that's not up on YouTube yet, is it?
It's not on YouTube. I'm slacking. I'm sorry.
That's all right. But if you're listening to it, I was doing that from my sister's bedroom. Now I'm back in the rafters. And we had some fun, and I came back up here and had actual Thanksgiving dinner here with my folks in Walnut Creek. So
nice. Very nice. Yeah, man. Pretty low key Thanksgiving for us here in Connecticut. Went to the parents' house. Then went to my wife's mom's the next day. And that was really it. We just hung out, laid low. It was a nice day. It's stuffed, ate way too much. But that's what it's all about,
baby.
Hell yeah. We did fried and smoked.
There you go.
My stepdad brings the heat with that. He literally with the fryer and the and the smoker. So,
now, do you guys have the bloopers? Like, I've seen some people like you dump the turkey in there and then
the whole thing catches on fire. Yeah. No, that's people being dumb and not realizing you're not supposed to put the turkey in there while it's frozen. So no, my stepdad's pretty good with the only time one year it got really bad because him, myself, and a couple of the other men that were there were outside, and we were all drinking Hennessy.
Oh, boy.
And how
many stories start that way?
I don't even like Hennessy. I was just drinking it because everybody else was. And
I mean, that's how people get into Hennessy, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And the turkey was a little well done that year, but that did not happen this year. It has not happened in a long time. Good. But yeah, no crazy stories, folks. No crazy stories this year. Like last year where I set the turkey on fire for a minute on my smoker. That didn't happen this year. Nothing crazy, man. It's very, very low key, like I said. So Blitzkrieg Pro is back in action this Friday night. If you're listening to this on Friday, you can still get your tickets now at blitzkriegpro.net or you can get them at the door on Saturday. It's December 4th. Tickets are on sale, as I said. Lots of big stars going to be there. Dan Housen, Max Caster, Rachel Ellering, and the artist formerly known as Aiden English.
All right.
Matt Reholt will be there. So pretty stacked show. Mark Sterling from AEW also going to be there as well. Tickets, as I said, are on sale now. I will be there. And we're actually, if you're watching the YouTube video, we're going to have some signage there. I have the big banner behind me that we're going to be bringing. So it's going to be a good time. And you get a free autographed 8x10 just by bringing a toy. from Max Caster. So they're
I'm
doing
about to say from Tommy Paradise. You gonna?
Yeah, I'll give you an 8. I don't have any 8x10s printed up, but I'll sign something if you bring a toy and you ask. Yeah, that's going to be a great show. Speaking of toy drives, we are working with the Fig Cave and Phil Gentile and that Facebook group over there. WrestleGeddon podcast is also in on it. And there's another podcast who I cannot remember off the top of my head who is in on it as well. So I apologize for that. But we are doing a toy drive in the Fig Cave Facebook group with Phil, the WrestleGeddon podcast. And we are doing the call up. Oh my God. How could I forget Kenny? How could I forget Kenny?
Call up.
But all you got to do is send a unwrapped toy or a new unopened unwrapped toy to 2318 Rockwell Ave, Catonsville, Maryland 21228. And I'm actually sending out my package. Actually, it might already be in the mail by the time you guys listening to this. I hit up Five Below, you throw a 20 down at Five Below, you walk out with 4 or 5 things.
I'm about to say you get some merchandise.
Exactly. You send it off to Phil. You got to get them in before December 17th, and that is coming up quick. So make sure if you guys are listening, you do that. And Phil is actually going to give away 1 free WWE Elite to someone who donates. So make sure you get your donations in. DJ, I see you drinking out of a mug there, but it's not your usual red Solo Cup mug. Oh, there's a red Solo Cup mug. But
I'm double fisting it here. I'm drinking tea and I'm drinking.
And you got the drip flowing. All right. So you're doing that whole thing with balancing out your heart rate, where the caffeine from the tea gets your heart rate going a little bit, and then that booze mellows you out a little bit. So
that and like the office I've been working in this week doesn't have insulation.
Oh man!
So whatever temperature it is outside, that's what it is in the room, and I think that, and then that had my throat scratchy. So,
is it cold out there right now? Like, what's the temp?
Not to you, yeah.
I was gonna say it's probably like spring weather out there right now for me.
Yeah, so it's like I think today it got to like 57.
God, damn! You're complaining about it being 57. It's 31 motherfucking degrees here in Connecticut
that,
right now.
But just know that the day before, though, it was 71. See, so
that's spring here.
So that freaking drastic, I'm an asthmatic. Like I can't do the changes in temperature like that.
Oh man! All right. Well, we'll forgive you.
Asthmatics back me up. That's a thing.
I'm asthmatic. I'm not backing you up.
That is a thing.
Thanks to everybody who brought a shirt over at ProWrestlingTees.com/RunInPod during the sale. We sold a few shirts. YouTube is not up to date, but it will be shortly. That's youtube.com/RunInPod. I'm sorry, the Run In Podcast. Same with Twitch, twitch.tv/RunInPodcast. Also, we are doing one more charity thing with the Game Marks Podcast. They are doing their Game Bo-Ree, currently taking donations for St. Jude. So make sure you hit that up, and we're asking you a lot to it's the holiday season. You got to help out. You got to try to help out everybody a little bit here and there. It is going till January 1st, and it is all to benefit St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So make sure you do that and make a donation over there. You can go to GameMarksPod.com, and that will get you all the information on how to donate over to that. And no Kenny's corrections this week. I can't believe I forgot Kenny was part of the toy drive. I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm sorry, Kenny. I love you. I'm sorry.
Well, that's going to be a correction right there.
Yeah. All right. I just cracked my Baja Blast. Baja Lime Raise energy drink. If you're interested in grabbing some Raise energy drinks for yourself, you can head over to runinpod.com. It's got all our discount codes on there. And you can use our code to save 15% over at repsports.com. Grab yourself some Raise Energy. It's RAZE. So good. So good. I'm going to take a sip right now.
No, it is a good drink, for real. Like I do enjoy it. It's got the caffeine that I need.
It's got that kick.
Yes. So no, please go out and get you a can. Use our links and codes.
Yeah, absolutely. No giveaway this week. I think I hit on everything. Yeah, I think I hit on everything before we jump in. Just one last thing. If you are a fan of the show, make sure you head over to Apple Podcasts. Keep us in that top 200. Write a review. Give us a 5-star rating. And write an actual review. And we'll start reading the reviews next week. We'll start reading those online. We do have some big changes coming to the show. A big announcement coming later on in the month. We'll get to that. But if you're a fan of the show, you will not be disappointed. We got War Games coming up. AEW just ended. They've got Winter is coming up as well. So lots to talk about in the ring this week. DJ, ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
In the Ring is brought to you by Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. I know he is dropping the heat over on Instagram at Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. You can use the code RUN10 to save 10% at checkout over on. You can use it on his Instagram. You can use it on his website. All you got to do is mention it when you slide into his DMs to buy something. So, DJ, we've got War Games. I haven't heard William Regal say it, and I'm a little upset by that.
Yeah, he's got the classic, War Games.
War Games. Yeah, where the fuck is that? How do you not have that? How do you not have that in right now?
Was this the go? Because was that the go home?
It was. Yeah, it's right? this Sunday night on the Cock.
Where's Will? Maybe he's gonna start the show off.
Maybe
come out to the ramp and give it to us.
Maybe it's a real pay-per-view. It's not just Tuesday night NXT.
Right. Sunday
night. Only 5 matches listed right now. Only 5 matches. We got Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray versus Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction. Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson. Imperium versus Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. That is a match for the NXT Tag Team Championship of the World. We got Roderick Strong versus Joe Gacy. That is a singles match for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. And then the main event is the men's War Game match. It's Team Black and Gold, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, and LA Knight versus Team 2.0, Braun Baker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo with Trick Williams. Half those names we just said, I don't even know, because I'm not boycotting NXT. I'm not like super.
You're dragging your feet.
I am dragging my feet. I'm not super like pumped to get into it. I'm not like, I don't come home on a Tuesday night from hosting trivia and be like, oh my God, I got to turn on NXT.
I got to get this. Yeah.
And then like Wednesday, the next day, I'm not like, oh, I need to shoot over and make sure I watch that. I kind of look at the highlights, read about what happened, and go from there. And there hasn't really been much that I've read, like I said before on the show, but with the exception of, the Mandy Rose stuff, Braun Breaker. I did see him do a nasty Frankensteiner off the top rope last night. But besides that, man, there's just not a lot. There's not a lot of meat on that bone for me to tune in every single week.
They got to come with it on this. I do agree. Like at this pay-per-view, they need to make some names.
Yes, and that's exactly where I was going to get with that, go with that. Is that I have an early hockey game this weekend, so I'm actually going to be able to watch this pay-per-view when I get home, and I really want to watch this and be like, oh fuck, this so-and-so killed it. When we talk next week, I want to be like, oh my God, Tony D'Angelo is nasty, or Carmelo Hayes. I mean, we talked about Carmelo Hayes a little bit on this show before.
Yes.
But Grayson Waller, Von Wagner, like some of these guys I've literally never heard of. I want to be talking about next week, and I really, really need NXT to make that happen.
No, this is it. Like, especially you put it on a Sunday, so so you're setting this show apart as you're telling everybody, hey, time to put the spotlight on NXT. We're ready. All right, so you got our attention. We already everybody knows Braun Baker's a star. So okay, we know he's gonna do something. We know Team Black and Gold, basically. We pretty much know those guys. Everybody else on this show, I think, has something that they need to show us.
I agree. I'm a fan of the Team Black and Gold versus the 2.0. I like the idea of that. Yeah. A little bit of that like invasion angle. you know, but I also feel like it is like a little bit like, I don't want to say WCW. Well, yeah, I am going to say it's a little bit like that WCW where it's like, all right, well, we had Karrion Kross, we had, you know, some of these guys that aren't there, Keith Lee, some of those guys that aren't in NXT anymore or with WWE period anymore, that you could have very easily held on to and used for this match and had like a badass team black and gold. I'm not saying that Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano aren't amazing.
I like putting them on the team again. Yeah.
Even Pete Dunne for that matter. But like, and those three guys do kind of, you know, they are kind of, you know, the epitome of black and gold. But I mean, if you still had those guys and you put those in, this is like getting, you know, Sean Stasiak showing up with a WCW shirt on. With the and I'm only saying that really about LA Knight because he wasn't with the black and gold brand
not really
for very long. You know, maybe Tommaso Ciampa, Gargano, those guys are like the Booker T showing up for WCW during the Invasion, or Eddie Guerrero, or, you know, something like that. But it's not these headliners that like this could have been. Like if you really wanted to transition, you could have held on to those guys, kept them down in NXT for a little bit. I mean, you knew this pay-per-view was coming up, and the brand, the rebranding and stuff like that. You really could have had a banger. Versus some of these new guys, and LA Knight maybe could have been on that 2.0 team.
Exactly.
But again, I'm going into this very optimistic, hoping that they just tear the house down, and it's amazing.
So, like, you know, just like we say, like they do good on the shows that we don't expect. You know, we don't know what to expect.
Yep.
Which is how I like things. Like I like, you know, like for example, people keep showing me pictures of or I've had to, like, you know, scroll really fast when I see people trying to give pictures of what's going to happen in Spider-Man. Like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. So, and that's what I like. That's how I like my wrestling. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's going to happen. Let me watch the show.
Yep.
So that's what's intriguing about. I mean, it's War Games is usually a pretty damn good match.
Right.
So, so let's do it. Like, let's, you know, come on, NXT. Let's go. I'm gonna have my popcorn ready. And yes, I will be here watching it.
Hell yeah.
Bell to bell.
All right, let's get into some predictions then. We got, like we said, we got 5 matches on this. I am still the champion. I feel like I've been the champion all year. I'm like the Roman Reigns of our predictions.
All these ties.
Hey man, I haven't been beat though. I have not been beat. All right, let's start with number 1. It is Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kay Lee Ray versus Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction. I'll start since I'm the champ. I am going to take, because Toxic Attraction is like their top female stable right now. I'm going Toxic Attraction 100%. I think the other ladies, Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kay Lee Ray. Cora Jade and Kay Lee Ray, 2 of those ladies that need to make a name for themselves. But I think that Toxic Attraction and Dakota Kai take this 100%, not a doubt in my mind.
I'm going to agree with that. I thought the same thing. You have Toxic Attraction. That's like they're one of the best things on the whole show, like on the whole NXT show. And you have Dakota Kai as well. That's looking to, you know, they're looking to take Raquel down. Like, you know, that's been their little rivalry. So I think they're going to take this.
Yeah, absolutely. Match number 2 on the card is Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson, a hair versus hair match.
Wow.
Get out of here with this bullshit. Like, this is not an NXT. Like this is a WWE.
I'm about to say it's
match.
WCW
or WCW even. Yeah. It is not an NXT match. Who
really
you got?
Old school. I think. Let's see. It's Cameron. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Cam.
Oh man. All right, Cameron Grimes. I'm gonna go Duke Hudson just to go different. Duke Hudson is another guy I feel like needs to make a name for himself on this match. Because again, we've only seen him a few. We've only seen him a handful of times on the show, on the NXT show. So let's see what this man has got. Next up, we got a tag team championship match. It is Imperium the champs taking on Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. Another name that we don't really know is Von Wagner. We do know Imperium. We know Kyle O'Reilly. Right. I am going Imperium 100% on this one, just based off of the fact that I actually know who they are.
Yeah, I also I'm gonna go Imperium just for like not just knowing them, but they're a damn good tag team as well.
They really are. Really enjoyable too. I like everything about them.
Yes.
Then we got the Cruiserweight Championship. We got Roderick Strong with the Diamond Mind taking on Joe Gacy with Harland. DJ, who you got on this one?
I'm going with Broadway Joe Gacy.
All right.
I just gave him my own nickname. Because who doesn't like the nickname Broadway? So yeah. So I think Joe takes it.
All right. I'm going Roderick Strong just to be different. He's the champ. I think he retains. And then their main event is Team Black and Gold, as we talked about, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, and LA Knight versus Team 2.0, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo. I am going to say that, wait, is it my turn to go first or your turn to go first? I forget.
I just picked Joe first, so yeah.
Right. So I'm going to go, this is a tough one because I feel like they're going to make Braun Breaker look amazing in this match.
Right.
Johnny Gargano already has a foot out the door. I think I'm going Team 2.0. Especially with everything that's like at stake. Like this is NXT 2.0.
Right.
Why wouldn't Team 2.0 win?
No, I gotta go with 2.0 because, like you're saying, even just going with wrestling tradition, you go out on your back. You know, it's
right.
Tradition to go out on your back, and that's what I think they're doing with the Black and Gold here. But it's gonna be a damn good match, though. Lots of ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
I even think like it's gonna be like something damn near impossible for 2.0 to pull it out, and they pull it out some kind of way.
All right, so you're going at 2.0 as well. So we only went different on two matches.
Yep.
2 matches.
Well, there's only 5 freaking matches. That's
right. Hopefully they add some more. I mean, although maybe it's just going to be a quick little pay-per-view, 2 hours or so.
Well, I mean, NXT has always been a little bit faster than the other ones.
That's true. That is true. All right, that's our predictions for War Games. Still need William Regal saying it.
Yeah, come on.
All right, let's get into the week that was in the world of wrestling. I did watch Raw Monday night. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I like the fact that when they're teasing almost turning on AJ. I thought Liv Morgan cut a incredible promo on Becky. Just lots of good stuff. The whole Kevin Owens thing, him coming into the title picture, making it a triple threat at day 1. Lots of good stuff, I think, happening on Raw this week. It was very enjoyable. It didn't feel like a chore to watch it. DJ, what'd you think of them talking shit about the people who were released on Raw? Like Edge used it for Miz.
Yep.
Which we got to return to Miz and Maurice looking fine as hell.
Yes.
And then Liv Morgan used it as well, like saying that, all her friends were fired so that they can pay Becky. There's been some backlash on these promos. I was curious what you thought, man.
I think it's what you do. Like, this is what you do. Like, when you know that this is something that is being discussed, you go head on. You go, that's not only wrestling biz, that's show biz. Like, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
So I say, 4 thumbs up on this. Like, yeah, I would go right at it. Yeah. So these people got fired. I mean, so anybody that really knows like the money that's going on in WWE knows that that's not why people got released.
Oh, like yeah.
That. Okay, so but they're kind of using the AEW's own formula of playing to the person that believes any dirt sheet. So so go ahead, go ahead and play those people like puppets and have some fun with the story. Like, because now we have some fun story. Like, so this is what we said Raw has needed. Like, now they're giving it to us.
Yep.
I love storylines. Some storylines that you want to watch for 3 hours.
Right. I loved the fact, to be honest with you, that they use that. Like we always say, like, you know, that wrestling's better when they're the real versions of themselves, or
right.
And I think using real elements to the story like that, I think really helps. Yeah, it probably sucks for John Morrison to hear that, or for Ruby Riott to hear that, but
John Morrison, he's like, I guess we're gonna get to him, but I think he's working too. He's working.
Oh yeah.
So come on, folks.
But it's also a business. Like that you are gone from the business, from that company.
Yep.
They can say whatever they want about you and not have to worry about hurting your feelings. Like
nope.
It's not a friendship. It is a business. And the whole key is to make money and get views and get ratings. And I think good on them for using real life storylines.
Yeah. And if you're a professional wrestler, you don't get that they're working, then there's something wrong with you. Like,
right.
You know, it's like, come on, man, you knew they were going to bring this up at some point.
How do you feel about Edge and Miz as a storyline? I know, I think it was Vince Russo was shitting on it a little bit, but I'm here for it, man. John James will love this. I am a fan of the Miz.
Okay.
And I'm a fan of Edge, and I think they can really go at it.
Good match. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
good program.
We want this?
Not just one match, a whole program.
What did Russo say? I mean,
he was just saying that it's boring. It's you know, old stuff.
It started.
Yeah, it's just
they haven't faced each other that. Like, in fact, that's what I kind of like about it, is that I don't remember them facing each other that much.
I don't either, to be honest with you. It's not
so
like,
good.
Oh,
that's
here we go.
Right,
How's exactly.
That boring?
It's not John Cena and Randy Orton again. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It is. This feels like something new,
right?
So,
and they're both good on the mic, and then they're gonna be. They can put on. They know how to tell a story in the ring. So
yeah, exactly.
What's boring here?
I'm here for it.
There's nothing on a poll. Like that's what's boring to Russo.
I'm here for it, man. What'd you have come for this week? For your number one and your three things for this week. Although I only have two this week, but
is Bloodline, like I have the question, is Bloodline becoming like the cool faction, like the NWO Black and White and all those? Like, because like, you know how they just kind of show up whenever.
Yep.
Like, you know, like they showed them at the end of the taping of Raw, just kind of come out.
Yep.
And the crowd popped when they came out. So you know, so all these, you know, again, I still highly question people that are still hating on Roman. Like, you know, saying that he's just not good at all. I'd still question those people, because it's like, what more could he possibly do? Besides like become 5'5" and 160 pounds. So
to your point, there was a lot of Bloodline shirts that were purchased when I went to Smackdown 2 weeks ago. Lots of Bloodline shirts, and like when he came out, and the Usos are putting their you know, one finger up. There's a lot of people putting their finger up as well, and not their middle finger. It was like they were cheering on. They were the day one finger. They were cheering on Roman and the Usos. I agree with you, man.
Hand pretty soon.
Oh man, they'd be stupid not to do that. I agree with you, man. I think that
and that Bloodline shirt is just dope. Like
and they just re-released it in red. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
it was now you can get it in black, white, or red. Kind of like the NWO.
I'm about to say, I think they're playing on something there. So yeah, so it's a dope shirt. They are, you know, the story. I think they're way more interesting than the Elite. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm supposed to be this hardcore fan of just, you know, I'm supposed to just like the Elite, and I'm just sorry. Like, they don't do anything for me.
Same. We've talked about that. Just to circle back to Raw here, you got some comments about Dominic leveling up.
Yeah, he, like, if you compare like when you first saw him, and you know, he doesn't look as stiff. Like, I was just noticing, like, he's moving, you know, it's more fluid. He's not stiff. You can almost see him thinking too much about what he's about to do when he first started. You almost knew what he was going to do because you saw him thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just seems very natural. So I had to just give him I just wanted to give him some kudos. Like, I think he's really you know, I'm sure when we hear about this in a documentary, I'm sure when Ray signed this last contract with WWE, he's like, well, okay, you get me, then it's a package deal. I want my son in here with me. He's been training, and I want him to start getting in the ring on television.
Yep.
And let me worry about, you know, how he does. I'll take responsibility, and I think it's working out.
I do too. It's funny that you wrote this down because, or put this in the notes, because Monday when I was watching Raw, I literally was like, before like Dominic would come out, I'd just be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, just like, you know, you see somebody and you just sort of like, I have no interest in this person.
Right.
I wasn't necessarily interested in what the Mysterios were doing, but I wasn't like as quick to just be like, what the fuck? When I saw him, and he actually did, like you said, man, he looked a little bit better. I think for me, with him, it's the baby face. Like, he just doesn't look like a wrestler to me. He just looks like a kid. Mm-hmm. I mean, he can't help that, obviously. Like, I'm sure if he grows a beard, it looks terrible. If, you know, like, it's just, he's in a tough position.
Right. And pretty soon he's going to take the mask. You know, I'm sure some kind of thing where he takes the mask.
I'm sure. And it looks like they went away from the storyline of them splitting up because, or Dominic turning on him, because that they haven't really teased that much in a couple weeks.
Right. I wouldn't do, like, I think.
Not yet.
No, I would do that as Ray's retirement.
I was just going to say the same exact thing. Like, let that be the way Ray goes out, is that Dominic beats the shit out of him. And then unmasks him. Yep.
Mask for career kind of thing.
Yep. I think that would be perfect. Let's talk some AEW here real quick. We got a lot to talk about, actually, with AEW. Yeah. We're getting MJF versus CM Punk. We didn't really get a chance to talk about this last week because we did the Q&A episode.
Right.
And it was Thanksgiving week and stuff like that. So we didn't really get a chance at first to talk about it. They brought it back tonight with CM Punk wrestling and then MJF on commentary. And this is going to be
PG Punk.
Yeah. This is a feud that I hope AEW does not just end after one match like they are notorious for doing. I hope we get this for a little while. I'll say the same thing too. I saw the commercial or the little preview for Winter is Coming, and I hope we get more of Hangman Page and Daniel Bryan. Or if you saw the graphic, it actually looks like Wangman Page for the Winter is Coming graphic. So apparently it's like a sword fight dick match or something. I don't know. But
hey, if this was New Japan or, you know, one of those Japan wrestling federations, it probably would be.
Maybe Kai and Tai comes out and choppy yo pee pee.
Oh geez.
We're getting off the rails here. Here I am trying to give high praise to MJF and CM Punk, but
start going down that
getting off on a tangent here, but I think this is going to be an incredible feud.
No, before I saw you had MJF up there already, I was going to put him as one of my subjects, but the commentary even that he was doing is just that the fact, like, what makes MJF to me is that he knows how to like play with that that fourth wall in his promos. Mm-hmm. Because, for example, in the match, CM Punk was gassed. Like, it's true. Like, if you go watch the match, CM Punk was gassed.
Yeah.
And MJF is calling him out on it during the commentary, which you never see. Mm-hmm. Like, you usually have them like kind of cover up for the wrestler.
Right.
MJF did not do any of that. He was calling CM out for everything. So that's what I really like about this character, is that he, like, there are no F's. Like, he just goes for it.
He does not give a shit. I love it. I mean, I've talked about it before. I love MJF.
Yes.
What do you think?
If I see him, I am going to go. I'll just go get cussed out, but I'm going to go get an autograph and a picture just because. And yes, Sting makes me nervous every time he wrestles. But go ahead.
Oh man. Yeah, it's going to be that whole thing's going to be a great promo, or a great program, I should say.
Yeah.
Very, very excited for that. is the TBS title, you think, as good as like, do you think it's pretty much locked up that Ruby is going to get this? I felt this way as soon as this match ended. I was hoping Chris Statlander would take the win.
Right.
But obviously, you know, this is another case of, you know, the WWE person comes in and gets the push. Chris Statlander's been with AEW pretty much since day one. And Ruby Riott comes in, and Sam the Eagle, and
I'm gonna save some of that for when we get to the news part. But yeah,
all right, and she's like, nope, I'm gonna go ahead and take this, and I think she's gonna be. My pick is either her or Thunder Rosa for this TBS title.
Right. So I have Thunder Rosa. It's one of my. So I'm a huge Thunder Rosa fan. For those of you who are new to listening to us, you know, I just the only reason why I don't think she wins this thing is because I think they're trying to, you know, like on the under here, build the Thunder Rosa versus Doc. So her winning the title would make us wait longer.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think she loses maybe in the final, or maybe when she goes against what's the young lady's name she's gonna wrestle?
Jade Cargill.
Yeah, because Jade's a big bad.
Yeah,
and got people in her corner, you know, so she can lose this match and not. Yeah, so you know she can, you know, Thunder could, you know, get jobbed out of this match and not lose anything, you know, getting cheated out of the match. So, and then, you know, blame Britt Baker and go after her, and then we get the match that we want. So, but yeah, so, and I like that she's gonna. You know, the thing I wanted to say was I feel like when she was kind of going off on backstage and she was mixing like talking smack in Spanish and in English, she reminds me, I almost want to call her like the Latina Asuka. Because that's what it reminds me of.
That's a good that's a good call there, actually. Yeah. Good call there. I did not think that, but I can see that 100% now that you say that.
Like skill and, you know, everything. Like I think they have both of them have just as good a skill and everything.
Yeah, I've watched a few of Thunder Rosa's like vlogs. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. And she's actually really entertaining in them. Yes. I've always been a Thunder Rosa fan since, you know, I discovered her. That made me sound like a wicked big hipster. Right. You know, since I discovered her, I've been very, very big on Thunder Rosa. Try this IPA. It's got hops from Australia. I don't know. But no, I ended up like stumbling across her vlogs the other day on her YouTube channel or something, and it's good stuff. Check it out if you get the chance. That's all I'm saying about that. DJ, what do you think of Sting's face paint tonight?
You know, I thought because they went with the mix of each other's artwork.
I thought it was weird and for me, like I don't know, man.
And it had like, well, what was weird, like this is gonna make you laugh. So what was weird was that it like the tree roots on like going towards the lips, like made it look like, you know, like old people's wrinkles when they get around the wrinkles around the lips. Yeah. So that's probably what made it look. It made it look weird. And then that black border on like going all the way around the neck. It's like, geez, I'm not doing that one.
I get that they're trying to like make Sting Darby Allin's daddy here. But, like, you don't fuck with Sting's. I don't feel like you fuck with Sting's face paint. I mean, again, this is just splitting hairs and just being like, why did they do this? Not like. I'm not hating on AEW for doing it, but I just think it's like I feel like it's like a no-no. Like you don't touch Sting's face paint.
Well, I mean, he's had so many different faces, you know.
But you don't change the Ultimate Warrior's face paint. You don't touch change the Road Warriors. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I used to be like when Warrior would like just do the little one on his cheek. Or whatever. Yeah, I used to hate that. Like, dude, no. You come out here, you do your whole face.
Yeah. Anything else to add for AEW or the rest of the week in wrestling?
No, I think that was I'm ready to talk about the news.
All right, yeah, let's get into the news here. You guys probably already know this. Jim Ross leaving to deal with his skin cancer issue.
Man.
He already posted like a picture of like they already taken care of some of it, and so he shouldn't be gone for too long. But obviously, wishing Jim Ross the best, even though he's losing his mind. Yeah. Johnny Gargano, we talked about it. He extended his contract for 1 week so that he could take part in War Games, and then his contract's going to expire. And what do you think? AEW bound? Does he re-sign? I hope he re-signs, man. I don't want all these people. There's only so many guys that AEW can sign or Impact can sign, or like Ring of Honor's closing. Like they can't go there. He's about to have a baby. He's not going to New Japan. Like, where is he gonna go?
I just like what's been an ongoing theme of our show, like welcome new people. Is what so what happens to the older, like the people that were there from day one for AEW? Right. I feel bad for them. Because let's say Gargano does go over there. So what's he gonna do? Join the elite? You know, and then that's gonna be another elite member that's not gonna lose a match. That's gonna take more TV time from another person that was a OG. And so, I just feel bad for the people that were, busting their ass when they first opened the doors. And then they said they weren't going to do this, like when they first opened. And here we are.
Right. Absolutely. So I really hope he just re-signs with WWE.
I think you're great. You're over in WWE. You're doing great. You're getting titles. I feel like he can go to the main roster when he wants to. Like I think he's been the one saying I want to stay in NXT.
Friend of the show, Mike Lanham, went to NXT or Smackdown taping, and he did the dark match there with I want to say Roderick Strong. So there you go. They're trying things.
Right.
So we'll see what happened. Report came out. It was last week, I think, while we were away for Thanksgiving, that Vince paid for Jon Moxley's rehab. So good for Vince on that. Jeff Hardy talks a little bit about that on the new edition of the Broken Skull Sessions. Talks about his rehab and stuff, and how like WWE offered it, and then once he got clean, he had a contract waiting for WWE and Impact, and he was like, "This is amazing." So good on Vince and the WWE for paying for that, and hopefully getting Mox back sooner than later. Randy Orton and Natty are breaking all kinds of records, and it's mostly because they've been under contract longer than anybody else on the roster, and they're not leaving to go do movies or anything like that. So congratulations to them. Nia Jax, she changed her Instagram name to her real name, and it sounds like she's done wrestling. Hallelujah. So we just get Goldberg and Cody to retire now.
Damn, like Cody's not even.
Cody made my list tonight. I don't know, man. There was something about tonight. I just was like, fuck this guy. So I don't know, man. I'm over Cody 100%.
Yeah, I think, and you see, he was in his hometown and not
getting booed.
Yeah. So, and he's supposed to be the baby face in the match. So it's like,
and Brandy tried to set him on fire. Like legitimately, she put way too much lighter fluid on that table. She was like, I'm getting that insurance money.
Yeah. Well, I think what's happening is like, so that's really the wrestling crowd. You can't do the whole, white meat baby face with, like, especially the AEW crowd. Like you can't. So, and he's trying to do that amongst other things. And that's just, it's too smart of a crowd to do this character with.
Yep.
And he's not giving it up. You're wrestling in a, this hardcore match, let's call it, and you're hugging T-Pain, and you almost lost the match by playing with the crowd. I'm like, dude, come on, like, don't do this again, AEW. Don't give me a hardcore match that ends in a back elbow. Don't do this.
Imagine what the AEW marks would be doing if Roman Reigns grabbed a chair from T-Pain or something like that. Actually, I think
and hugged him.
Yeah, honestly, I'll give the AEW marks some credit here. I feel like the AEW marks probably hate Cody as much as we do.
Oh no, I don't think he's. Yeah,
I don't think anybody really likes Cody, including Brandy.
From by your judgment on the,
she put a lot of lighter fluid on that table, man.
Oh man.
Appearing on Kevin Hart's YouTube show, The Undertaker gave his Mount Rushmore. His Andre the Giant, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Shawn Michaels on his personal Mount Rushmore. No Hogan, no Flair, no. I guess Austin and The Rock are cool, or that works. I don't know if I'd put Andre on there. I mean, this is a question people get all the time. Like, who's your Mount Rushmore wrestling? Such a hard question to answer, but I was a little shocked that Andre the Giant was on there. Because
I say any 7-foot guy, you need to have Andre the Giant on your Mount Rushmore. That's my own personal opinion on that.
All right.
Like any 7-foot wrestler that gets asked this question, you need to put Andre on there.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Enough. So I just thought that was interesting that he put them on there. And
sure. And pretty modern, like you're saying, huh? Like, you know, like again, like they're all, great, like, GOAT conversation wrestlers. Like, so, it's not like I'm sure you're not going down that, down that track, but it is, to have a Mount Rushmore, so Mount Rushmore to me, I guess it depends on what you feel about the Mount Rushmore. It's like, so to me, it's like the people that led to something, these are the people that led to other stars, right? The people that other stars looked up to, the first to do this, that, and the other.
Yep.
Okay. So that's why I say for a 7-footer, you have to put on, because Andre made it where it was believable for a guy to be in there that huge and be in these matches and have any kind of interest in it at all. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think Taker put him on there. But after that, it's like, okay, your heel, like your master heel, like you got to have either Rick or Roddy on your Mount Rushmore, right? Your hero, like your, no matter what I feel about Hogan, right? You have right now, I don't think if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, we wouldn't be watching wrestling as we're watching it at this moment.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how you feel about him right now. Like,
yep, that's always my argument with putting him on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. So it's like you got to give. It's like giving George Washington. Like if you look at presidents, you have to give George Washington the spot. Doesn't matter what you feel about him.
Right. Last but not least, and I saved this last for on purpose.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're going to talk about this for a minute. Big Swole let her contract expire. I won't say she got fired or released, but she let her contract expire, like a lot of people in WWE have done.
Which is the same thing. Yeah, go ahead.
And there was no outlash. There was no upset people. There was no, oh my God, this is right before the holidays. And I get she did not get fired.
Book her right.
Right. They didn't book her right. Like they just didn't use her. There was no, I mean, listen, you guys, that we take pride in being equal opportunity shitters on this show. If that was a shirt people would wear, we would have it made. But I don't think people would walk around wearing that.
Because there'll be too many questions while you're wearing that.
So, if you're gonna shit on WWE for letting this happen or not booking this person right, this could be the first domino to fall here, with people not being used right in AEW or getting bumped for somebody who they signed that was in WWE. Big Swole could be the first domino to fall, where they're like, "No, I'm done here. I'm gonna go try to do something else."
Or even as Kenny pointed out, she's not the first one. She just happens to be the first one that I think she has the biggest name to have done this. But she's not the first one to let her contract run out because you're wrestling on YouTube every night.
Right.
And she doesn't deserve that. And she's talented. She doesn't deserve so I will sound just like a guy that messes with WWE right now. She did not deserve the booking that she was getting. She deserves to be in the midst of all of the women wrestlers right now.
At least in the tournament for the TBS title,
Exactly. That's probably why she let her, like, wait, you made a lower tier title and you still didn't even put me in a tournament for this title, and I've been here since day one.
Yep.
I'm out. So, and you're putting me on YouTube, I'm out. So, and that's because, like I said, like people, like there were people that called me crazy when I said this. I'm just gonna sit back and sip tea because it's happening. People are not gonna want to wrestle on YouTube while you get all the WWE guys on the main show.
Right. We're in agreement on that. So best wishes. She didn't even get like best wished on her future endeavors from TK.
Oh man,
well,
TK.
All right, guys. Before we jump into that toy aisle, we got to we got to pay some bills here. Give you a little word from our sponsors. All right, DJ, it is time to walk that toy aisle. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. All right, walk that toy aisle. It's brought to you by Homage. Hope you guys cleaned up on that Homage sale over on Black Friday. They were giving away all kinds of free stuff. And with certain, spend $100, you get a t-shirt, spend $200, you get a hoodie, all kinds of stuff over there. So if you guys want to buy some Homage stuff, all you got to do is go to runinpod.com, go to the deals page, and click on our Homage link, and then use the code TheRunIn15 for 15% off. All right, guys, biggest news of the week this week. As I said earlier, the Major Brothers called it, since they started their podcast, top 5 biggest news story since they started. Bone crunching action figures are coming back thanks to the man we have on the line right now, Jack Slime from Figure Collections and Chella Toys. What's up, Jack? Welcome back.
Man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Long time no see.
Welcome back, man. It's good to have you back on the show. Not us. You have some giant news that you and Chella unleashed just a few days ago. Bone crushing wrestlers. Tell us all about it, man. Tell us all about it.
Hey, that's right. So after 20 years, the style of toys that you grew up collecting in the late 90s is back with Bone Crushing Wrestlers. It's a partnership between Figure Collections, which is my company based out of Indianapolis, as well as Chella Toys, based out of the UK. We're partnering together. They've already put out some really cool figures in the retro 4-inch style. And now we're coming back with some 6-inch style wrestling figures. These are going to be in scale with the figures you had from the 90s, which is kind of my goal. That's kind of like, I want these to be as authentic as possible to what you would have collected back in the day. And I'm going to go about that in a lot of different ways, which I'm sure we'll get into today. But I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, man. We talked about it when you were promoting the BCA videos that you were doing on your YouTube channel. I was never a BCA guy, but hearing you talk about these, seeing the promotion, the stuff on your Instagram and stuff like that, and honestly, just talking to you through the process, you kind of gave me some info here and there as the process was coming along and stuff. And now I'm kind of like, I might be on board with these, man. How did the whole process, how did it all come to fruition? How did it happen? How did we get here?
Yeah, really.
All right. Well, that's a good question. And so I've told this to Tom privately, but what I always say is if there are any cold emails that you're debating on sending to somebody, absolutely do it. There's really no reason. Currently, the answer is no on whatever question you're pondering in your head. So the worst thing that can happen is you get told no again. So this is kind of a case of that. I reached out to Chella and said, I noticed you guys are lacking U.S. partners, and from there, this relationship kind of grew. As he trusted us over at Figure Collections more and more, I think he realized that we could be onto something here with the Bone Crushers line. And it was something that I had pitched to him months and months ago. And it was kind of one of those like, oh, keep checking back with me and we'll see what we can do with it. And then I kind of took the lead on things, and I think they appreciated that over at Chella Toys. And nice. It's just kind of blossomed into this great partnership. And I'm super excited to be working with him. The owner, his name is Charles. He's a super duper nice guy. He knows what he's doing. He's a fan like us. So when you put two fans together on separate continents, we come up with some pretty wacky ideas.
It's awesome. It's so cool. I think that's one of the coolest things is that like you're there in Indy, he's over in the UK, right? And you guys are collaborating on making this all come to fruition. Same thing with the retro line that they're doing. I know you've had some input on some of the stuff that's coming out in that line. You've had your own Nick Aldis exclusive. You're selling the Chella retros, obviously. You guys can go to figurecollections.com/shop and use the code RUN10 to save 10% on those Chella retros, by the way.
Exactly.
If I could real quick.
Go ahead.
With the retros, so we did the Nick Aldis exclusive with Figure Collections. It was the first figure to include blood. And I think I calculated in almost over 22 years. I think the last one was that Terry Funk that had blood in the Classic Superstars line.
Yep.
And then now you have the Britt Baker coming out with a different toy line. So I think we set a little trend, you know.
Yeah, we had the Cody and the Dustin too there.
The brothers
came out right around the same time as the Aldis, I believe. So
yeah, that's right. Okay, well, maybe not as groundbreaking, but still pretty cool.
Especially for the Hasbro kind of style, for sure.
If nothing else, of course. Yeah, the first retro style with blood. But also, so with the retros, we have exclusive coming to Figure Collections, Luna Vachon and Gangrel, which the pre-orders for those will, I believe, either be up at the end of December or early January. So stay tuned for those. And then plus we'll have like pictures of the prototypes coming probably, if not before the pre-orders, very soon. You're
a busy guy, man. You got the YouTube channel, you got your actual like brick and mortar store, you've got your eBay store, and now you're setting up toy lines here. It's kind of, did you ever think you'd be in this situation or this in this seat here where you're doing all this? Your hands are in a little bit of everything?
No, not this exactly. Definitely the eBay store. That's kind of where I started everything. I started that back in like 2007. So that's kind of just how I've kept everything together. It's been the glue, or whatever expression you want to use. But from there, it keeps growing. The YouTube channel just kind of exploded on its own just, about a year or two ago. So that was really cool. And then now we have this amazing partnership with Chella, and I'm still working on bringing stuff out with other toy companies. So, it's not just for wrestling fans, Figure Collections. We're going to have something for everybody. So nice. That's the part that I'm kind of most excited about. I don't want Figure Collections necessarily to just be like a wrestling brand. So, we got a lot of cool stuff cooking.
I like that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, one thing I like about Chella is that they are getting better as they go. They're kind of like recognizing what needs to improve here and there. I know the Nick Aldis got some mixed reviews when it first came out, and then immediately like the next figure got better and better and better. There was some feedback on the Bull Nakano recently that it was too small. And Chella said, you know what, we're going to fix that, and we'll go ahead and we're going to put some newer ones out that are a little bit taller. I didn't have a problem with the height of the Bull Nakano, by the way. I talked about that on the show here. I measured it up to some Hasbros and some of the Mattel retros, and I for her being 5'7" or whatever she is, I thought it lined up perfectly. But I like that, this is a very new toy company, but they've got their hands in a little bit of everything as well with the retros. They've got that 6 or 7 inch line that's going to be coming soon. Now with the bone crunching wrestlers, and they've got those. I've only seen the demolition ones, but they're like little miniature toys that they did for another toy company that I forget what they're called, but they've got their hands in a little bit of everything. It's pretty cool. And like I said, man, I like the fact that they're just getting better as they go. They're like learning on the fly and just saying, all right, we need to fix that for the next one or the next line or whatever. So kudos to Chella too for that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a fan first and foremost, like I was saying. And
that always works.
This is kind of like a new endeavor for him. I mean, he's not like a professional toy manufacturer by any means. So it's been a learning process, and I think now I don't want to speak for him necessarily, but it seems like he's at the point where he's just not going to release something unless he's like a 1,000,000% confident behind it.
Yep.
And you see that with like the Hayabusa. That figure is beautiful. And honestly, I didn't quite understand all the Bull Nakano hate. If you like follow her on Instagram, she loves that figure. Like she parades that figure around, and it's so cool to see, in my opinion. Like it's not just like the fans who are connecting with these toys. It's like the actual wrestlers themselves, which I love to see.
Exactly.
For sure. DJ, you got any questions? We got a bunch of fan questions here, listener questions. I put it out on the social media, but I'm gonna let DJ fire away before we get to a couple of those.
For the Bone Crunchers, like, do we have any names that you're able to throw out there of folks that are being molded?
That is a question I've been asked probably the most. Which is going to be and what and that sort of deal. I would love to divulge that. I can't necessarily say yet without upsetting.
That's why I said anybody you could. I get that part. Yeah.
One thing I think people have noticed is how tight-lipped we've been as far as like the people working on the project, just like not letting anything leak out. Just because I wanted to get further along on the project before we started to announce stuff. That way people weren't like, oh, we've known about this for 6 months. How come we haven't seen anything yet? You know, like that's not fun. Like, I think I've kind of learned from, watching other people do stuff that's probably not the way to go.
No.
So I will say we do have some stuff further along than I think people think. And as far as seeing something, I would say that it's probably going to happen sooner than later. My gut is December. You'll see at least one thing. If we're, I'm not gonna divulge too much, but I will say a few other notes about the line before you get into the questions, and maybe this will come up anyway. But so the figures themselves are not going to have like realistic heads. Like they're going to be kind of more geared towards what you would have seen in like the actual 90s themselves.
Exactly.
I love that. That.
So yeah, I think that's probably the route to go as far as what you would expect to see out of the toys. Because the goal of the line really is to fill in the gaps of like wrestlers that you would have seen, with the right timing or with the right, being on the rosters of whichever company at the right time. Right. So with that in mind, I think, just making these look like they would fit right in with your old stuff is definitely the route to go. And I've also mentioned in a different outlet that the artist who's working on these, he's a super BCA fan. He grew up collecting the line in the 90s himself. He used to customize them back when he was a kid, so he knows what he's doing, and I will say you guys should have him on the podcast once we start revealing some stuff, because then he can actually talk about some more things.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
But he's a great guy, and he's a super fan, so it's honestly like a dream team of people working on this project. So I'm super happy with it.
I can't wait to see him. I love the fact that you guys are going with keeping them true to the old school, where their face isn't perfect. It's not like the true effects. There's some stuff that's coming out now where it's like, it's supposed to be like in the retro style, but it looks more like a statue than a toy. And like, it should look like a toy. Like it's, we're trying to, like you said, trying to fill the gaps here with what we didn't get back in the 90s and stuff like that. So I love that, that it's going to be OG, if you will. So our first question, if you're ready, comes from @Chella Toys. They actually slid into our DMs to ask us a question. Yep.
That's awesome. I did not know this. Okay.
What is your favorite part of the experience so far?
Oh, boy. That's a great question, Charles. Thank you for the question. I will say the best part of the project is being able to start doing like the outreach with the wrestlers and talent themselves. Just like, I won't say who, but the other day I was just like talking to somebody and I had their number saved in my phone. And I was just thinking, how weird is it that me of all people, I was just like looking down at this phone number and sees this person's name on the caller ID. And it's like, I have goosebumps. Like, this is not at all part of my like day-to-day job.
Just knowing you for, it's probably been like 5 or 6 years now at this point. And you telling me that is just like wild to me. Like this guy who had an eBay store, since 2007, all of a sudden is, has so-and-so's phone number in his phone or I run Jack's social media. So like, I'll see Instagram messages come in from so-and-so and I'm like, this is unreal. Like what is happening here? So it's crazy. Michael Licardi and Mike Lanham, friend of the show, both want to know if female wrestlers are going to be included.
That is a great question as well. I think if you're going to tackle that era, you definitely have to have some females in the line. It's a no-brainer.
I'm trying to think of like Deborah. Let's get Deborah, right?
She already had quite a few actually.
Did she?
She had like a turquoise and a white suit, and then a few Titantrons right after that were kind of like same deal, but
okay.
Yeah, so like Deborah and Sunny already had some Sable.
Right.
I knew Sunny did in Sable.
Yeah.
Even like Luna Vachon had one, but it was like this weird hair feel and like her oddities outfit that I if you're a collector at the time, you were probably disappointed with it.
Oh man, I would love an oddities like 2-pack, 4-pack, whatever. Get Golga. We answered that question. Is there a chance? Is there a chance of a ring and a cage?
Ooh.
That's from Captain Bringdown.
So that's a great question. I feel like as far as like rings and cages go, the expression, whatever it is, like those are some pretty big shoes to fill. Like I think that the Jack's attitude ring did like a really great job as far as like what you'd want out of a ring. And then the Finn style cage they did was really cool too. I don't know that like at this time I would, if I'm being honest, and I don't speak for anybody else, but this is how I feel about it. I don't know that I would want to put our resources and efforts behind like accessories yet at this moment, just while I'm still trying to get as many like cool names that people are going to be excited about.
Right.
Just because it'd be like large shoes to fill, like there's so many good rings out there, and most of the attitude rings, they're really not super expensive. It'd probably be hard for us to come at it at like a good price point too. Just because of how like expensive shipping is these days, to be honest.
Sure. Right. Jamie Holiday, we talked about this a little bit already. He says, curious about run size and price point. Would also love to know if guys like Masato Tanaka and Sean Stasiak could be on the table. You talked about the run size. Actually, I misread that. I was thinking that like the size of the figures, we know they're going to be lined up, but is there going to be a limited amount of each guy, or what's the, you don't have to get into like specific numbers, but are they going to be limited, or is it going to be pretty much if you want it, you'll be able to get it?
I think the way I'm going to answer that question is, so like when you're approaching a toy line, you kind of have to consider like minimums. And there's like so many names that I've come up with. I was like, dang, that would make a really cool figure, but it's like, are we going to get enough people to buy that? So that's kind of something I have to keep in the back of my head. And then do I want to use those resources instead of like, or putting that towards like someone else who might be a little bit more costly, like that sort of deal. So just trying to approach all that like safely and smartly to keep everybody happy. I already forget the question. Could you repeat it back?
He just wanted to know if guys like Masato Tanaka and Sean Stasiak would be on the table as well.
Okay, to answer that directly, those two names have been talked about. nothing has been, you know, signed, sealed, delivered, or anything like that.
Sure.
And I guess
as far as run size, there could possibly be exclusives down the line. For now, most of the stuff is just going to be released as like a Series 1, Series 2 type thing. And then Figure Collections will be carrying the US distribution of that inventory, and then Chella Toys will be carrying all the stuff in the UK. So that way, if you're in the UK, you're not going to have to pay a boatload on customs fees and that sort of stuff.
Sure.
I guess a good question to kind of piggyback on that. You think somewhere in the future, AAA and AAA Legends could be in the line? Because I feel like, you know, because I've purchased a few of the figures that they sell in Mexico, and they're almost like Bone Crunchers. Like they look very similar to them. So I thought that was a pretty good question.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. As far as like AAA Legends, I feel like a lot of the Legends might have been in like WCW or different kind of promotions at some point or another in the 90s.
True.
Like the ones that people would probably associate with potentially maybe getting like a Bone Crusher.
Right.
So those names are not off the table, and everybody has been discussed.
Nice.
Nice. Next question comes from Joe Dumas. Will the series be released all at once or one figure at a time? They've kind of done, I know Chella's kind of done that with their retros, where they're like, here's one figure, and then we'll give you another one next week, and then another one next week. How are you guys going to do it? You guys going to do it, or has this even been discussed yet? So one figure at a time, or are you going to do the whole line all at once, like wave 1, wave 2, etc.?
So currently, and I can kind of answer that if there's anybody listening who's kind of like wondering why there's like the staggered releases like that. Mm-hmm. It's more just because like, well, there's probably two major reasons. One is because of COVID, there's just like so many just like backlogs and stuff. Sure. But also there's an enormous amount of production costs involved with starting a toy line, especially if you're like an independent person without like exactly. Corporate funding. And again, I'm not speaking for Chella, but just in like Figure Collections position as we like start to, you know, gather the funds needed to you know, acquire names for the line. It's right. Not cheap. That part is not cheap. And then you also have to factor in, you know, the thousands and thousands of dollars it takes for the tooling and the molds and then all that sort of stuff. So it might, the answer to that question is it might be more staggered towards the beginning, but my ultimate goal is to have everything out as close together as possible.
Excellent. Do you have an ETA of like when? Oh, you already said like end of December, right? Maybe beginning of 2021, 2022.
For a reveal, is that?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's, if I were a betting man, that's kind of the route we're gonna take.
All right. And then Ken Bruno says, without revealing any of the secret sauce, how similar is the actual bone crunching mechanism to the original in the Jax figures? Is it simpler to produce now than it was in the 90s?
I can't speak to whether or not it's more simple. That's something that our factory reps have kind of handled for us. However, I will say that in my humble opinion, I think it crunches and crushes a little bit better than the original line.
Nice.
All right.
As far as the sound goes, it's very satisfying noise.
There we go. There we go.
I like
Kinda
it.
like crushing bubble wrap, you know?
Exactly. Yes.
Charles Andrew, we all know and love him. He asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions within an hour.
He's not afraid of questions at all.
No,
I'm
and
not
you've
prepared for any of these.
You've already answered a handful of them. Okay. The only one that you didn't answer was any 2-packs coming.
Any 2-packs? I can't answer that question. I can answer that. The answer to that question is yes, there will be a 2-pack in the first set. And then there will be a 2-pack in the second set. And then a 2-pack in the third set. So that's my goal.
2-packs will be featured.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many good like tag teams and pairings and feuds and just so many good things you can choose from that era. So that's my goal with this line. I want to have a 2-pack with every set.
All right, we got a few more here. One of them is from somebody who you may know. I already set you up with the Chella question. Vintage Jax BCA on Twitter. He told us to, he told us to grill you. But you already kind of talked about your first impressions when it comes to developing a toy line. But how does it compare to your other ventures? Was there any moments where you felt like you were in over your head? And what's your vision for the line in the first full year?
Let's take those one at a time. Do I ever feel in over my head? Yes, absolutely. No, I mean, just being honest, like this wasn't what I was technically built for. I didn't go to school for, handling, licensing agreements and that sort of deal. But it's fun and it's a great learning experience, and I feel like it was meant for me, but I just didn't know it yet to some weird, degree. Not to get too deep or anything, but okay. Sorry, what was the question? There was a follow-up question.
What's your vision for the line in the first full year?
Vision for the line in the first full year. So we have the first 2 series basically all locked up and sealed and ready as far as like the names go. And then we're finalizing the 3rd series, and I have a feeling, just kind of with like the lead times as far as how everything works. And then, God forbid there's more like COVID stuff we have to deal with. But I would say that the first 3 series, including those 1-2-pack in each series, will probably wrap us up for all of 2022.
Nice.
But there might be a few other little surprises wrapped up in there. I don't want to say anything yet, but there are a lot of things I'm working on in addition to just the 3.
All right. And I think that's all I mean, we had a lot of other questions, but they were all very similar. I think you answered most of them. Anything else you want to tell us about the line before you get out of here?
Oh, one other thing. I think somebody asked what price point was going to be.
Yes. Sorry.
That I don't know, so I don't want to make any promises, but I have a hard time imagining selling these for anything over like 40 plus shipping. And my goal is to make them as cheap as possible because I don't want to price anybody out of these things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So with that in mind, I promise I will do my best to keep the costs down for you guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right. Anything else we need to know, man? Here, those were all our listener questions. I'm tapped out. You hit us with a lot here, but anything else that we should know or you want to get across?
There's a lot of stuff to process, whether you're a fan of the line or you're me setting up the line. There's just so much to process. I will say I'm just super grateful for just the outpouring of support from all the collecting community, people who've bought from figure collections in the past, and part of the Facebook groups and YouTube followers. Just everybody has just been so supportive about this project, and I have full faith now that this is actually going to work out and just be something everybody's going to be super happy about. It's not going to just be like me and the Matt Cardonas of the world and the vintage Jax BCAs on Instagrams, and it'll be for more than just us 3. So I'm super excited about it.
Right.
It's awesome. Well, Jack, thank you so much for jumping on here with us. We are both very excited about the line. I know there's probably going to be a handful of guys that I will grab for sure.
Oh yeah.
And DJ, I'm sure we'll grab a few as well.
I'll try that.
Yeah, hell yeah. And maybe, let's come back in like a month or 2, and then I'll probably have like more stuff as far as what I can talk about with like the names and everything.
That's exactly what I was going to say, man.
What people want to hear. So
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So, and you're going to be a small part of our big announcement that's coming up later on in this month for us as well. So it's we're all
too. Congratulations.
We're all working. Thanks,
man.
Thank
you.
All right, Jack. Thanks so much, man. I will talk to you soon. I will probably talk to you in about an hour or so because we got social media to run and stuff. So,
Perfect.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Absolutely. Get some sleep, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right. There you have it, guys. I'm stoked for this line, man. Like I said to Jack earlier, like I wasn't a BCA guy growing up, but like there is like I've said last time we had him on, like I have an Owen Hart one. He's actually sending me a Blue Blazer one that he's got that I gotta pay him for. Actually, I need to make a note to remind myself to pay him. But there is now that like this line is coming, there's like certain guys I'm like, shit, man, yeah, I want to get this one, I want to get that one.
Right.
So
yeah, this is mostly I collected these more than I did the Hasbros. So,
okay.
So
that's wild to me. But,
yeah, so I'm doing cartwheels over here.
Yeah. It's going to be very cool. More on it to come, obviously. We also saw this week WWE Elite 92, which is the wave that nobody thought was going to happen.
Exactly. There's nobody.
There is 4 guys in this wave that are no longer under contract with WWE. I'm
calling this the Bobby Bonilla line of WWE elites, where in case you don't I need everybody to understand that joke. So so Bobby Bonilla signed this huge contract like right before he was about to like not play anymore with this is the Mets, right? And yep. I want to say like not to maybe just recent. I'm talking about a couple of years ago. They stopped paying. They finally paid him off because
he still gets paid.
Or is it still going? Okay, there you go.
It's like July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day every year.
So that's how long they had to extend this contract. So that because he was retiring and they needed to sign other players and everything, so they had to really stretch out this contract. And he's still getting paid. Okay,
$1.2 million every July 1st through 2035.
All right, 2035. God dog.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what's happening on this elite line right here to these wrestlers.
Yeah, it is Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair, Rey Mysterio, Adam Cole, Scarlett, and the Burnt Fiend. 4 out of the 6 are no longer with the company, but they're still getting made. Ric Flair is wearing a 4 Horsemen t-shirt. It's mom hair Flair. He comes with the 4 hands, WCW microphone. You know, I already pre-ordered that.
Elbow drop while he's doing the promos. I used to love that.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
My God, James.
Adam Cole is actually the chase in that set too. He comes with the camouflage version. Okay. Charlotte Flair, nothing really special. She comes with the women's tag team titles. The Fiend, the Burnt Fiend, actually looks really, really cool. Scarlett,
right your regular one.
Yeah, Scarlett now, on the other hand, again, from the proto images.
I'll give it that we're looking at, they usually change a couple things before they actually come out. So I'm not going to trash on the picture so far, but damn, those eyes.
She's got a little of the derp face.
Yeah.
There's been several jokes like I'm like that I've made myself. Like one of them is a picture of her in real life and then a picture of that figure. And the picture of her in real life is what you see at the bar when you're drunk. And then the figure is what you see in the morning when you wake up next to that woman.
Wake up in the morning. Oh, Jesus.
I mean, obviously you can make the Wish joke, that this is the, Scarlett in real life, Scarlett from Wish. I also thought, I also thought, hey man, maybe this is, maybe some jealous wife was doing the deco on the face of this one and said, you know what? This bitch is all up in my man's thoughts.
He's been asking for this figure for 8 years, so I'm gonna.
Series 128 is also in stock at Ringside Collectibles. That is Sasha, MVP, Big E, Edge, and Raul Mendoza. And then they announced Elite 2023 top picks. It's going to be Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, and The Rock. And then 2023 series top picks is just the basic line. It is Undertaker, Roman, and Bray Wyatt getting another one more figure.
You'll get
on the
them
way
checks.
Out the door. Zombie Sailor showed off his Dan Housen retro figure. This thing looks great. This looks like a statue. It does not look like a toy. But I mean, Danhausen is so toyetic.
He's a toyetic guy.
It is it's very cool looking, very cool looking. It's a pass for me. But he did this where if you pre-ordered, you get a little bag of accessories, which is teeth, money, and a bag. And they come individually packaged. They don't come with the figure. Like you only get it if you pre-order. So I thought that was like actually a cool little twist that, you know, if you want these accessories, you got to pre-order. So
interesting.
Maybe I'll pass that along to Jack. Maybe, you know, some accessories with the BCW figures. You know, we have to be very careful what we call them, but the BCW figures, maybe they'll come with some pre-order accessories. And then there was an announcement this week that there is going to be a coffin drop Darby Allin ringside exclusive. I think some people thought this was coming with a coffin, but I think it's the Major Brothers kind of touched on this a little bit. I don't want to steal this idea, but it sounds like it might be something like a little bit of the bubbly, where it comes in like a coffin case or a coffin style box.
Yeah.
But the picture they use, he's doing a coffin drop onto a coffin.
Yeah.
So you would think that it's, you know, people might think that something it's
with a coffin.
exactly. So I think it's, I think I'm with the Major Bros saying that it's going to be a like a coffin style box.
I'm going with, you know, I'm going to continue my Darby.
Yeah, I was going to say that's got to be a pickup for you, right?
Yes.
$44.99 on Ringside Collectibles right now. If you are ordering from Ringside Collectibles, any of these, make sure you use Kenny's code DACALLUP, DACALLUP, to save 10%. And that was really it for the wrestling.
Darby's going to be at a Comic-Con here in Stockton, which is about an hour away from me.
Nice.
So I did not open my my unmatched because I'm like, well, now it's time to get a SIG on that bad.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I've been all about getting figures signed all of a sudden. We'll talk about that a little more in weekly purchases. It's never really been a thing for me, but now I'm running out of wall space for 8x10s. So maybe I'll just start grabbing figures of these guys. I think Mike Lanham was filling in for you when I showed off my Kane autographed Elite that came out beautiful. The Jerry Lawler one I got came out really good. So
I saw Jerry.
Yeah. So I think I might.
Signature.
Yeah, he does. There's some new GI Joes up for pre-order at Entertainment Earth. Cobra, Bat, Alley Viper, and another Gung Ho. Those are all up for pre-order at Entertainment Earth. And then we've talked about this a few times on the show here. We definitely talked about the HasLabs, where you have to back the crowdfunded Hasbro stuff, where we have the Rancor from Star Wars and the Plasma Series Spengler's Proton Pack. Proton Pack has hit just about all of its goals, but the Rancor lost backers because people were not happy with the bonuses that came with it. And then finally Hasbro said they kind of did what Mattel did towards the end there, where they're like, here, we're going to add this to try to sweeten the deal for you. On their Instagram yesterday, this was Tuesday night at 7:10 p.m. We really appreciate all the feedback we've received in an effort to make the HasLab Rancor the best possible dream product. With that, we realized we can't leave out the most dangerous creature, we can't leave the most dangerous creature, the Rancor, roaming the galaxy without his keeper. We will be adding a fully newly tooled Star Wars Black Series, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Malakili figure to the base, offering funding at 9,000 units, uncarded and ready for action. He comes with his unique Gaffi stick, inspired by Star Wars Return of the Jedi. The figure is in active development, and we will share renders as part of our backer updates if the project successfully moves into production. So what is it at right now for backers? I know it dropped quite a bit with the last few weeks.
Really?
It was under 5,000, so it's back over 5,000 right now. With 4 days to go as of the recording of this, it still needs about 4,000 more backers.
Sometimes these things are kind of exciting to watch. Like,
dude,
it's almost like watching a race or something.
The ring, I was at like a local like car race with my kid, and I will admit I was an asshole dad, and I was kind of ignoring him the whole time because I was looking at the Mattel creation site as the ring got backed, and then it went to the next level and the next level and the next level. I was like, oh shit, this is actually kind of fun.
We're such nerds.
But
it's fun. It's fun though.
You know what I wanted to check while I'm on the Hasbro website is if the G.I. Joe one,
Sky Striker.
Sky Striker. Oh no, this one is not going to happen. This has 6 days left, so maybe it still needs. It's at 5,907, and the target is 10,000.
That's it's a huge damn jet.
Yeah, I was gonna do it, and I think I'm gonna pass.
It's really big. It's really.
If this was the aircraft carrier, man, like they were remaking that, I'd be all over the flag. I'd be all over that. But I mean I'm all set with this. I'm gonna hard pass for me on that. But
I think it's too much.
I hope the Rancor gets made though. That's such like a. I mean, it's not a huge
thing. Yeah,
it is. It's an icon. I was going to say it's not a huge character in Star Wars, but it is definitely an iconic figure in Star Wars. And then really slow news week. Like I said, Jack's announcement was like the biggest news of the week. Good for him. But DJ, did you grab anything on Black Friday or Cyber Monday worth talking about?
Well, and then let me just like real quick, Entertainment Earth also today talked about the Gotham Knights from the video game. So the whole line is ready for pre-order, like all the heroes anyway, are up for pre-order from Gotham Knights, the game that's coming out.
Nice. And just real quick, I also just saw here there's another Transformers collab. This was up before. Okay. At one point, this is a Transformers and Jurassic Park mashup.
I did see that. Yeah,
it is Trianicon Rex and Autobot JP93. It's basically the Ford Explorer, the green Ford Explorer from Jurassic Park, and a T-Rex that transform. They've done these. We've talked about them before with the Ecto 1, the DeLorean. This Jurassic Park one's pretty cool, but it's $105 on.
How big is it?
Oh, it's on Amazon, exclusive to Amazon with limited quantities available on HasbroPulse.com. All right, it's pretty big. It looks pretty big.
Okay, I say $100. That must be because like Jetfire back there, he's pretty big, and that was 80. So.
Yeah, yep. So that I just saw that while I was on Hasbro's website. So yeah, any Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals that you grabbed?
I was good, and I got people gifts. So most of what I spent was gifts. And then I got a pretty good deal on my weekly purchase.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't really do any Black Friday shopping. I grabbed a couple things, but not like gifts. I didn't really grab anything for myself.
I didn't do anything for myself. Yeah.
The
prices weren't like they usually are. Like I didn't see like these prices that like you have to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I didn't do it, like, because the main thing I'm looking for, like, is an SSD 2 gig for the PlayStation 5. Not that I'm even running out of space yet, but just like I want to be ready.
Right.
But I'm not gonna let the FOMO make me spend as much as I spent on the PlayStation to get this thing.
Yeah. Right. All right, weekly purchases. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm gonna let you go first, man.
So I just got one thing, like, but Ringside Collectible, like, they made it to where I had to get this. Like, so I got Dex. Oh,
dude, I saw that at Walmart the other day, and I almost yesterday, and I almost bought it for you and just sent it to you because I know you're a fan, and I saw it in the store. I almost just bought it and sent it, and and didn't tell you, but
right. First in line. So yeah, you got the eyes going there, especially for a basic. That's a pretty good face mold there.
Right.
So, and that's, I'm sure soon he'll get an elite and all that. So
hope so. Mine is very Ninja Turtles heavy. I mean, besides the banner behind me, that showed up this week.
Right.
Again, I'm bringing that to Blitzkrieg Pro this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Very Ninja Turtles heavy, and I'm going to start with this. This is from Kenny from the call up. Sent me this. This is the Super Shredder NECA.
Super Shredder.
But are you ready? Look at that. It is signed by Kevin Nash.
Nice.
And says Super Shredder in neon green. This is what I was talking about. Signed figures, man. This is like my new.
It's a thing. It is a thing.
I'm digging it, especially with the paint pens and how it looks.
Right.
It just looks super cool. My kid had hockey practice tonight, and I ran over to Target while he was on the ice.
Yep.
And this was on the shelf. Another Ninja Turtle. It is Wingnut and Screw Loose.
Oh, I remember them. Yeah.
Wingnut and Screw Loose. Dude, they announced this, and I was like, easy pass for me. John James was actually at a Target near us, and he sent me a message and was like, do you need these guys? And I was like, no, I'm good. And then I saw it in this, actually, after he messaged me that, I saw it online or something, and I was like, shit, man, I do remember Screw Loose.
Yeah.
I need him. I need him. He's crazy.
Yeah, but I say Screw Loose was kind of funny. Yeah.
It's almost like he had a Screw Loose. And the last thing I got was, this is a big boy.
Yeah. Geez.
This is the Catwoman from Channel 6.
Oh, man. San
Diego Comic-Con, NECA, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is the Channel 6, like,
building.
This is worth watching the YouTube video over, but it's like a TV with April on it. It's all this on the back. I don't know if I can open it to show you guys. Like sometimes these things have like a it does.
Okay, that's how the Jurassic Park thing is.
I'm knocking shit over on my desk. It's a 4-pack there. So adding to my cartoon collection as I'm getting rid of other pieces of my Ninja Turtle collection. There's a lot of stuff in here, man.
Yes, it is.
Wow, this thing is. I actually didn't open this until today, so I'm like seeing this for the first time as we're.
There we go.
So it also came with a T-shirt, a pin, and a news press pass.
Wow.
And a Channel 6 patch, which I don't need all that stuff. If you want it, slide into my DMs. I'm gonna try to unload it for like $25 or something. But the shirt is size large if anybody wants it.
Look at that.
But yeah, that's it for my weekly purchases. Very Ninja Turtles heavy this week, obviously.
Big stuff.
And I'm rocking the Ninja Turtle shirt.
You got like big pieces.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. So and with that guy, I think it's time to move on to Falls Count Anywhere.
Let's hit it.
Falls Count Anywhere is the part of the show where we talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about, not wrestling, not toys, but everything else. And this week, Mike Lanham, friend of the show, Inner Circle member, said to us, slid into the DMs, he said, this or that. I didn't put this on social media for us because he sent it to me a little bit late. So you guys didn't get to vote on this, but you can always message us and let us know what you think. This or that.
Mm-hmm.
Marv or Harry from Home Alone? This is a tough one, man, because they both have their strengths and they both definitely have their weaknesses.
Right. Well, yeah, that's oh boy. Wow, Marv or man. Why don't you go because this is your movie, right? Like this is like
I love Home Alone.
Yeah. So what's on? How are you putting it together?
So Marv is the character played by Daniel Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joe Pesci is Harry.
Right.
I think I'm going Harry because Harry is the brains.
So it's almost like Pinky and the they remind me of Pinky and the Brain.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. He is the brains. He's always thinking. He's got the ideas. And then Marv is just out there. And then he's stuffing the sinks and
I wonder if now I'm starting to wonder if they got the idea for Pinky and the Brain from these two.
Oh, maybe. But yeah, I'm going Marv. I mean, I'm going Harry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm going Harry 100%.
I just and just because I love Joe Pesci, like just pretty much anything he does. Like I even liked 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag for whatever reason. So so it's just, I don't know what it is. The guy, I can watch any movie he's in and be entertained. So I also have to go Harry.
All right. No love for Marv. Marv is just an idiot, and he's gonna help you get caught.
I mean, I guess because that, and seeing that that actor, like, it's almost like he played in those years, like, in his little 15 minutes, it seems like he played the same character. Like, he was also in Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
As the coach, and he was the same character. Like, it's the same character.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I guess you kind of get burnt. He can burn you out, I think.
Yeah. He was in City Slickers.
Yep.
He was in Bushwhacked, which definitely is the same. Yeah, that's a good call, dude. That he played a lot of the same character. So
right,
Joe Pesci
get burned out.
Yeah, Joe Pesci could do anything.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks for that, Mike. That was a good one. That literally had me thinking like all day, like which one did I choose?
Pinky or brain?
All right. So now we got the run-in top 5, and DJ, this was your idea. I thought this is a great one. I got to grab my list here. Yeah. Top 5 underrated cartoons.
Yes, because it's like we talk about Ninja Turtles, we talk about G.I. Joe, we talk about Transformers, even Masters of the Universe, right? So those are we know those like that. So I figure, how about some stuff that we could debate, like, that should be, cartoons that should have gotten more shine than they did.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's start out with number 5. It was your idea. You go first. What you got for number 5?
Number 5, I got Droids.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was a Saturday morning cartoon spin-off from Star Wars. It was all CP3O and
R2D2
and R2D2.
Maybe I did watch this.
Banging theme song. I'm in trouble again.
This is on Disney Plus now.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah,
I did watch this.
Yeah,
I don't know why I didn't remember this one
because it was underrated. Like I think they only got one season, if I'm not mistaken, and I thought that they were robbed. I'm like, what? I was like, as a kid, I was like, wait, they're not coming back? Like,
I might watch this as I go to bed tonight.
There you go. And the artwork too. The artwork was different. Like, it almost looks like a moving kind of comic book kind of look to it.
Yeah, just looking at the images right now on Google, it definitely looks like that.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very
I
cool.
thought
Good
underrated.
Good call. My number 5 for underrated, and this might not be underrated, like it's underrated to me, is the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
No, that wasn't like I don't think they got the love that they should have. I agree.
Yeah, it was totally different characters than from the movie. And I mean, they had the same names, but same names, different uniforms, but different characters overall. And I just remember loving the shit out of that cartoon when I was younger. I guess I got
that gear. I
had the
toys. Yeah,
and I got the re-releases that came out earlier this year, last year. I forget when they came out, but number 4, what you got?
Freakazoid.
Dude, that almost made my list. I was like scrolling through. I cheated a little bit. I Googled like underrated cartoons just to kind of get the juices flowing in the brain,
Yes.
And I saw that come up and I was like, holy shit, I remember that.
Another classic theme. Like, when you hear the theme song, you'll never forget it.
Yep.
And just the cartoon was, you could tell, like, it was Steven Spielberg's way of, in wrestling jargon, doing promos on people he didn't like. Like, that's what this cartoon was. Like, so I think some of the jokes were over a lot of people's heads, but if you know what he's saying, like, if you know the jokes that they're saying, the show is hilarious. And it's like Animaniacs. It's not like you'll see other stories other than Freakazoid. There are other characters that you'll see small, still, short little shorts that happen as well. Mm-hmm. And he, defeats his opponents a lot like the Animaniacs used to. They would just annoy him so bad that they would just give up. So so yeah, no, you gotta, like, however you can, if you don't know this, watch the Freakazoid.
Yeah. I might go back and actually watch it after talking about it now. And seeing, like, as soon as I saw his picture, I was like,
I almost got a tattoo of that when I was
oh wow. That's dedication there.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me is a show we've talked about in the past here because they have toys that came out recently. And it's Gargoyles. Just a show that, like, you saw that nobody was thinking about the show Gargoyles until NECA showed off the Goliath toy. And then everybody was like, oh shit, that's right. That show was awesome. And you know, you're trying to
so abruptly, like, that's what it breaks my heart. Like, it just the show ended so abruptly. It's like it's this unfinished story. Like, if you go watch it on Disney Plus right now, without me even giving anything away, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get involved. Like, you're going to get emotionally involved, and then it's going to, like, you're like, wait, that's it, you know? So that's what happened to that show.
Number 3, DJ.
The 80s version of the Muppet Babies.
Oh, Muppet Babies was so good. Oh, man, you're killing this list, dude. You're killing it.
This new 90s one, or the new 2000s one, I should say. I'm not feeling. They messed too much with the original formula, like how they would, you know, they have an issue, they sing a song about the issue in the middle of the episode. That's always a dope, like, it's always like some kind of 50s like mix of the song. It, like, my favorite episode, and it kind of like gave me my personality that I have now, was like each baby was like, oh, I'm a frog, I'm a pig. Like, they were kind of going over what animal they were, and they like, well, Gonzo, what are you? He's like, oh, I'm a weirdo. And I was like, yes, that's it. Like, he doesn't fit in any other category, so he's just like, I'm a weirdo, and had a song about being a weirdo. And I was like, that's it, I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, the Muppet, and I remember Muppet Babies, you never saw the mom's body. You just saw her legs.
You just saw the socks.
The socks. Yep. Going back to last week's episode with the Q&A, and I think it was Phil asked us who, like, one toy line that we would get into, if, like, from the beginning, if we could start over. I think one of them for me would be the Muppets, like, because they have some awesome toys.
I remember for the Muppet Baby show, they had Happy Meal toys. That were dope.
When we were in Baltimore for the Major Brothers show, one of the toy stores that we went to had like a bin of old Happy Meal toys, and those were in there. They were like $1. Like, they were, I should have grabbed a couple. But I don't need to stock up on Muppet Baby toys. Number 3 for me, got going already. Number 3 for me is a Comedy Central cartoon, the Critic. I remember watching the Critic with John Lovitz, like, when I was like, I want to say I was in high school, right? And like Sunday night, I couldn't fall asleep or whatever. I would just pop that shit on and just laugh my ass off to it. So good. That was my number 3. I wish that was still on somewhere. I'm looking right now to see.
It's not on Tubi or something. But yeah, inside, like, a family inside joke with the show The Critic. So there's this scene where, like, he's talking about something serious, and then Queen Latifah just kind of busts into the room and professes her love for him, for the Critic, right? and then walks out, and then he looks at the audience and goes, Queen Latifah? And then, so every time something random happens with my family, we look at each other and go, Queen Latifah? Like,
that's awesome. Love it. You can watch it on Crackle for free.
I was about to say, I seen it somewhere, and that's what it.
So I might have to do that.
Good old Crackle saving the day.
Number 2, DJ.
The 80s version of Alvin and the Chipmunks.
You think that's underrated?
The newer one, I thought. I don't think it got enough. Like, even though like they got all the way to getting a movie, but I just felt like I just felt like they were passed. In my opinion, they were passed over, and they didn't deserve that. Like, I don't think they got the love that the other cartoons got.
Gotcha. And then for me, number 2, when you talk Nicktoons, right? You talk Rugrats, you talk Doug.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the shows that doesn't get mentioned as much as it should is Rocco's Modern Life.
With that dope shirt that he used to wear every week.
Yep. And they got away with being a show on Nickelodeon.
That was very adult. And talked like his best friend's name was Heifer. Right.
Like,
right.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Them and Ren and Stimpy. I was like, wait, this is not a kid's.
Oh, I loved Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
But Ren and Stimpy is like, that's like probably a top cartoon. It's not necessarily
No, it's not underrated at all. Yeah.
All right.
Good documentary on Ren and Stimpy right now.
Really? On what?
Well, I had to, like, I went on and purchased it. It was on, you can find it on Vudu.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on anything free, but it's worth the like $10 for the documentary.
All right. I have to check that out. What's your number 2?
Now we're on my number 1.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. What's your number 1?
Number 1 is one of my favorite cartoons. Like, for me, is Battle of the Planets, or some people call it Gotcha Man, some people call it G-Force.
Okay. I am not familiar.
And that is a toy line that I want to somebody, Super 7 or whoever. Like, I'll go ahead and spend like the $50 per figure and all that on G-Force.
Battle of the Planets.
Yeah. So it's like, so they are the predecessor to, like, say, Voltron. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they don't form a robot, but they all have like the different color outfits. You got the different characters. They do have superpowers, but they don't form a big robot, and their plane turns into a phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all right. Yeah, I did not watch that when I was a kid.
Yes. No, it's probably a little bit before you, to be honest, because because shows like, that Robotech, Transor Z, you could tell they were from the same genre, and those are all from Japan, and you could tell they were trying them out on us. Yep. And then if they didn't get like a huge following, then they pulled back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought with G-Force, if they would have given them a good toy line, then they would have taken off. But they didn't do that. They just gave us the show, which was good, but you didn't hear about them because they didn't get enough seasons.
Yeah. My number 1 is King of the Hill.
All right.
That show is so damn good. My kid like found something on on like TikTok or something about Bobby Hill.
Right.
And we started watching it. It's on Hulu. Right. And man, I was cracking up at a lot of this. Yes, that's exactly what he was quoting. And it's just like, it came out in 97. It's like you had South Park. Yep. You had The Simpsons, Beavis and Butthead, I think might have still been on. I mean, obviously they kind of came from Beavis and Butthead.
I say there's a spinoff of Beavis and Butthead, yeah.
Right. But I just feel like it got buried. Like the timing, I mean, there's 13 seasons of it, but it got buried with all that other stuff that was out around then. So like in its time, I think now there's probably more of like a
cult following,
or a nostalgia following.
Right.
But like back when it was actually on, I feel like it was a very underrated show. It was like, and I think it was on before The Simpsons too. So that made it even harder. It's like American Dad or Bob's Burger going on before Family Guy. So
yeah. And being in the same genre, like almost the same artists.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So yeah, no, that was tough.
King of the Hill, so good. So good. I want to go watch
it. Yeah, my favorite episode. You'll find this one. It's like he won this contest to either throw, like at halftime of the Cowboys game, either throw the football himself through the hoop or have Roger Staubach throw the football for you, right?
Yep.
And he practiced all week, and by the end of the week, he was able to do it himself. But as soon as he saw Roger Staubach, he couldn't help but to hand him the ball. Yeah. Roger goes and grabs the ball, and he's like, "Wait, are you gonna take off your sport jacket?" So with his sport, Roger Staubach with his sport jacket didn't warm up or anything, and of course he clangs it off the off the hoop. So for whatever reason, that was funny to me.
I love it. I love it. All right, that's our top 5 underrated cartoon series. You guys give us yours. You can slide into the DMs, tweet us, Instagram us, whatever. Football. We are everybody won last week. We picked the Ravens. They beat Cleveland pretty handily.
Right.
So right now, I believe you and Phil, I believe, are in first place out of our inner circle.
All right.
Where's the image? Oh, it's you. You were 8-4. I'm 8-4. Phil's in first place. He's 9-3.
9-3.
As is
right.
Twitter. Twitter is also 9-3. And then me and you are back there. Oh, and Mike. Mike is 9-3. So and then me, you, and Zach are 8-4. And Kenny's bringing up the rear. He is 7-5. Oh, and Instagram is 8-4 as well. So this week's game, the NFL is so weird this season, man. It is so hard to pick stuff. But this week's game is Denver at Kansas City. This is another one. I feel like we're all going to pick Kansas City, and Kansas City is going to win. Like nobody's gaining any ground this week. What do you think?
Because I don't see Denver winning this game. I think Kansas City is got back their role.
Yep.
They're still not that great on defense, but they score enough where they'll win at 31 to 28,
Yep.
So but yeah, I got Kansas City winning.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe it's week 13 already. Like, I feel like this way every football season where like you're in the middle of it and all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, it is already week 11, week 12, week 13. And it's like, we're coming down to the wire here. And it's still a crapshoot. We don't know. You don't know who's going to be good one week or the next week, or the Bills are getting beat by Jacksonville, or look, all kinds of shit happens. Cincinnati's on fire. Like the Patriots are on fire. Like the Patriots have won 6 in a row. They beat the Titans, the Panthers, the Chargers. Like they've beat some decent teams. Well, the Panthers aren't decent, but they beat some good teams.
Let me just this is perfect for that we're on Falls Count Anywhere. I'm just gonna for the night that we are recording this, breaking news. MLB lockout begins.
Shit.
Ending 27 years of labor peace.
Wow. 27 years. Man, that sucks. I thought for sure they would get something done, but I guess not. That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they'll get something done, but before the season starts.
Right now, for Wednesday night, December 1st, we are locked out.
Damn, that sucks. I hate that shit. I hate it for any sport. Like just play, get it worked out, or like work. I guess you can't really work it out while you're playing, but
and I don't know if you like what the Red Sox did right before that.
Didn't they sign Paxton? Is that what you're going out with, or what?
No.
What'd they do?
They traded Bradley Jr.
No, that was last year.
Wait, let's see. Receives. Oh, okay, no, I'm sorry. They trade for Bradley Jr. My bad.
Wait,
40 minutes ago.
Red Sox got Jackie Bradley Jr. back?
Yes.
What the fuck?
And traded in exchange for for like a prospect from Milwaukee, and Hunter went.
Oh man, that's weird. Yeah, I don't like that. I loved Hunter Renfroe. Damn. And I don't love Jackie Bradley Jr. I mean, he's good defensively, but he cannot hit.
Well,
wow, that's weird. You got me shook right now.
So some shocking baseball news as we do.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's move into what you're watching then. With all that,
you like to get in on a happier note here.
What you watching this week, DJ?
So I saw you have the same. Like I did go see Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, did you cry?
A little. Like I had that knot in my throat. Sure. That. Like I'll try not to give it away for people that haven't seen it yet. That rendering of that character was like, just for that special effect alone.
Yeah.
They should get something. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And then the scene, like they just did the scene so well. And if I felt like if you listen to what they actually say to him, it felt like they were talking to the actual person. Like It was something that they wanted to say to the actual person. So that's what got to me.
Yeah, they killed it, man.
I
thought the whole thing, I mean, I didn't have any problems with the girl version. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah. They just didn't properly put the older guys in the movie is what I think killed it.
Yes, they were more of like a goofy cameo.
Right.
I loved.
Yeah.
I loved.
That what you're about to say?
This movie. The girl killed it. Yeah, she's great.
Yep.
Again, without giving away too much, it was great. I kind of want to go see it again, to be honest with you. It was that good.
I might. Yeah, I might. But the granddaughter, she like I was like, I could tell that she studied the other movies.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, you're basically going to take on his personality. And you could tell she studied and she knocked it out the park.
Yeah. It was done very, very, very well. Go see it if you haven't. Anything else you watching this week?
Let's see. I finished the new season of Animaniacs. And F is for Family. I also finished. Now there's a new season on Pete on the Cock. New season of Saved by the Bell.
I saw that. I'm hesitant to check that out, but I might just give it a shot. See what.
No,
happens.
It's actually. I was impressed. I was impressed with how they gave it a modern feel and how they had the older folks kind of be characters in the show as well. I was impressed with it. Didn't to me it wasn't. It wasn't corny. It wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'd be afraid of. Is it being corny?
No, they let the kids have their you're not looking at Mario Lopez for a half hour. Like they let the kids run the show.
Nice. I'm watching, as we talked about, Ghostbusters, and then the Cock has season 2 of Ruthless Aggression.
Right.
For the WWE side, and the Jeff Hardy Broken Skull Sessions. Jeff Hardy Broken Skull Sessions, very, very good. The Ruthless Aggression, I think I'm on episode 2 where they talk about the Hell in a Cell coming into play. And then a new season of Always Sunny in Philadelphia starts on Thursday. I started watching old episodes this week just to kind of get warmed up for it. I haven't watched like a full season in a long time. I was actually thinking about it today when I fired up season 1. I was like, I'm like, damn, dude, I had these on DVD. That's how old the show is. Like, I had like season 1 through 4, I think, on DVD. And I'm like, that's how old the show is. Like,
but looking at the commercial, I could tell Dee got some work done.
Did she?
Yeah. If you look at the commercial for the new season,
yeah,
like some teeth. You can tell she did some with her teeth.
All right.
She might have done something to her face, but it's not like that. That where it looks like their face is so like pulled back and they look shiny. Like
not Dana Brooke.
No, she didn't do that. So I'm like, okay, good. Like
I'll have to check that out.
Leave your face alone, folks. But yeah, she looks a little bit better in my opinion.
I was gonna say there's something about her. I don't know if it's just because she's funny on that show or what the deal is, but there is something about her where every once in a while I'm like, every once in a while, not all the time, but every once in a while, I'm like, yeah, she's all right.
Well, we like chicks that can hang with the guys. Like that's like we like that. Like that. Like that is a trait that guys like.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's what it is. Like you see her holding her own with these crazy ass guys,
right?
And that's appealing.
She married one of them in real life.
There you go. There you go.
All right, guys, time to start running the run-in rundown. Time to wrap things up here. Again, thank you to Jack Slime from Figure Collections for joining us today, giving us the lowdown on the new bone-crunching wrestlers.
And how they're going to take more of my money.
Yeah. Don't forget about the Fig Cave, the figcave.com. You can join the Facebook group. Jump in, send a toy over to Phil for the toy drive. We're a part of that. So like I said, my package is going out this week with a bunch of stuff I bought at Five Below. Candice LeRae, she's part of my weekly purchases. Her Elite was $10.99 on Amazon.
Wow.
So I grabbed that for my own toy drive that I do with my trivia nights. And I grabbed one for the Fig Cave toy drive. So tossing that in the mail this week with some of the other stuff that I got. Homage, use the discount code the run in 15 for 15% off. Buy, sell, trade toys. Hit him up on Instagram and then use the code RUN10 for 10% off. Kenny over at the Call Up. I am sorry I forgot you earlier in the show, but he is also a part of that toy drive. We love you, Kenny. Barrios Toys, Faces and Heels podcast. Jesse, my buddy's podcast called Dos Padres. WrestleGeddon podcast. Coming Down the Aisle. DJ, you're going to be on Coming Down the Aisle next week, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah, just got the invite. I was like, sure thing.
So did he tell you what happened?
No, he did not. I just took I'm crazy. I just took the invite, but what happened?
I was supposed to be on there this Monday.
Okay.
And then I was at trivia Monday night and they go, hey, next week you got to finish up early because the Patriots are on Monday Night Football. And I was like, I had already committed to him. And he was like, can you do it? Pick out a match, do all this. And then I message him. I go, dude, I am so sorry, but the Patriots are playing the Bills and it's kind of a big game. I didn't think it was going to be a big game. Can we reschedule? And he goes, you know what? I wanted to have you and DJ on, so I'm going to ask DJ, and then you can come on in January sometime. So I was like, thank God, man. Thank God that worked out. I was like, I'll do it if you need me to, but I can't promise I'll be paying attention that much. That's a big game.
It is a big game, but it's one of those, I can see the highlights. I'm not,
So, Dirty Heels podcast, Turnbuckle Tavern. I'm going to be on that show the next couple weeks.
Right.
I want to say it's like
some debate going.
December 16th. I think I'm recording it, so I think it'll be out the Monday after that.
All right.
And then that's it, guys. Heroes Hideout, we still have our discount code there. It is run space in for 10% off. Guys, thank you for making us number 109 this week out of the top 200 Apple podcasts for wrestling podcasts on the charts.
Let's go double
Keep
digits now.
That up. Yeah, get us into that 100 group. Runinpod.com. Make sure you write a review of the show too, please, and give us a 5-star review. Subscribe, rate, review, all that stuff that you got to do to help out these podcasts. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/runinpod. Buy a shirt for yourself. Buy one for your family members. It's the holidays. They need new shirts. Hoodies. We got hoodies on there. Not every podcast.
So we'll keep you warm too.
You can follow us on Twitter at Run In Podcast. Instagram is at the Run In Pod. DJ.
Oh, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I'm Fig Knight 27, FIGKNIGHT 27, and yes, one other thing I got during Black Friday was that beyond half price for Madden. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice. Dude, I've not been on our Twitch in forever. It's twitch.tv/the Run In Podcast. Maybe we'll do our episode next week live on Twitch and just see how it goes. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe we'll do that.
Since it's after a pay-per-view.
Exactly. There you go. Yep. Good thinking, DJ. Good thinking. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's your boy, DJ.
Happy Hanukkah. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's all right. Mahayim.
And we out.